Hello, everybody. Hello, welcome to today's daily antidote of song. Glad to see you all here today. For anybody who's new today, we are the daily antidote of song. We're here every single day at noon Eastern, putting a song or songs out into the world to help to make the world a smoother, brighter, better, more hopeful place. And we have been doing this for 2,054 consecutive days. I see a cue card over there in Boise, Idaho. Thank you so much. And that's a lot of days. We've sung about a lot of topics. We've sung through a lot of times, and we're here again to join our collective energy to see what we can do to help ourselves leave the room today feeling better and stronger. And I'm super excited today to have in the room with us one of our regular song leaders and hosts, Namvula, who is coming in from Oxford, UK. Super glad to see you today, Namvula. We have had Namvula earlier this week hosting. She hosted Nani Vazana. I think that was Tuesday. It was brilliant. If you missed it, I'm going to suggest you go back to it. But for now, Namvula, I'd love to just turn it to you and have you teach us our part and sing with us.
Sure. Hello, everybody. Hello, Daily Antidoters. It's nice to be back in the room with you all. It is very cold today, and I've come out of the cold to my guitar, so I'm warming up my fingers as I speak to you. But I want to teach you a song called Nkondo today. Nkondo means war in my mother's language, which comes from the central part of Zambia in southern Africa. But the part I'm going to teach you, I think the translation will be there in the chat. Says, "My love is stronger than war. My love is stronger than your war." So I'll just speak the words for you once, and then we'll sing it round a couple of times. So the first line goes, "Sombi moyo wangu." So you can try that with me. Sombi moyo wangu. And then the second line goes, Nguyumu, kwiinda Nkondo. We say our n's attached to the word. So don't worry if you can't fit in the N. You can just say the consonant that comes after it. So Nguyumu, kwiinda Nkondo. And then it repeats, Sombi moyo wangu. Let's try that. Sombi moyo wangu. And then the second line repeats with a little added word, which is your, which is yako. So Nguyumu, kwiinda Nkondo, yako. Nguyumu, kwiinda Nkondo, yako. So it goes like this. Sombi moyo wangu. Let's try that. 1 second. It goes here. Sombi moyo wangu. The second line, Nguyumu, kwiinda Nkondo. Let's try those two. Sombi moyo wangu. Just join in with me. Nguyumu, kwiinda Nkondo. I'll do it a couple more. Sombi moyo wangu. Nguyumu, kwiinda Nkondo. Let's do that twice more. Sombi moyo wangu. Nguyumu, kwiinda Nkondo. Sombi moyo wangu. Nguyumu, kwiinda Nkondo. Great. And then the second time we sing the same words, same melody, just the last word gets tagged on the end. So it sounds like this. Sombi moyo wangu. Nguyumu, kwiinda Nkondo, yako. So pretty easy. So I'll sing through those 4 lines, easy to me, you'll catch it, like the flow of the river. And it will be easy for you in a moment. So I'll sing those 4 lines a few times round, and then we'll dive into the song. So it goes like this. Join me. Sombi moyo wangu. Nguyumu, kwiinda Nkondo. Here we go again. Sombi moyo wangu. With the little tag. Nguyumu, kwiinda Nkondo, yako. Great. Sombi moyo wangu. Nguyumu, kwiinda Nkondo. Sombi moyo wangu. Here comes the little tag. Nguyumu, kwiinda Nkondo, yako. One more time. Sombi moyo wangu. one last time for luck. Sombi moyo wangu, Nguyumu kwiinda Nkondo. Sombi moyo wangu, Nguyumu kwiinda Nkondo, yako. Great. So I'll dive into the song now. Here we go, and I will try and give you a nod, and if not, you'll hear it coming in, and you can join me. Mula chaya mwanangu msangwa, mula fula mwanangu mwanakashi, iyo mwichulu mula pia, shisamo shikula ndolundu. Mula chaya mwanangu msangwa, mula fula mwanangu mwanakashi, iyo mwichulu mula pia, shisamo shikula ndolundu. Here we go. Sombi moyo wangu, Nguyumu kwiinda Nkondo. Sombi moyo wangu, Nguyumu kwiinda Nkondo, yako. Sombi moyo wangu, Nguyumu kwiinda Nkondo. Sombi moyo wangu, Nguyumu kwiinda Nkondo, yako. Ooh, oh, 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 oh. Ingachichite kembe, ingachichite lisumo, ingachichite mfuti, ingachimbuliwemo. Chichite shinji, ndichitewo mubili uyu, ndichitewo moyo wangu, chilimbuliwemo. Here we go. Sombi moyo wangu, Nkondo, Nguyumu kwiinda Nkondo. Sombi moyo wangu, Nkondo, Nguyumu kwiinda Nkondo, yako. Sombi moyo wangu, Nguyumu kwiinda Nkondo. Sombi moyo wangu, Nkondo, Nguyumu kwiinda Nkondo, yako. Yeah. Nkondo, 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 Nkondo.
Thank you so much, Namvula. That was really beautiful, really lulling, and very peace-inducing. And the words are very peace-inducing in their concept. And of course, with the word war right in it, it's also, reminding us of the non-peaceful existence in the universe right now. I would love it if you would, can you say what the words mean in English, and then can you tell us about how that song came about?
Yeah, I mean, what this song is about. Maybe I'll start from where it was born, and then talk a little bit. The words may make more sense. So that I wrote the song after a period of time that I'd been living in Sierra Leone and working as a photographer, and it was very soon after they'd been through a horrific and very lengthy civil war, and the country was still in a lot of in a state of very deep grief and in a state of very deep reconciliation with everything that had happened. And amidst it, I heard this amazing story about these grandmothers who walked up a hill to the rebel base and basically confronted the rebel soldiers, expecting to, I guess, be mown down, but they didn't know what else to do. And these rebel soldiers then put down their weapons a few days later and left the capital city. And so the song talks about the pain of war, but ultimately it says, you know, you may have your guns and you may have your spears, but I have nothing except for my body and nothing except for my heart and nothing except for my faith in myself. And I think that's the crux really of the song, is that we are daily confronted with these, you know, monopolies that seem impenetrable and unmovable and unshakable, but we can move them and we can shake them because we have our voices and because we have our hearts that are beating and that are strong, and because we do have community even though it's fragmented, and because we do have power when we join together, and even though we may be trampled over, and it may take years and it may take decades in the case of Sierra Leone, and you know, there are many places around the world that have been, you know, in states of horror for many decades, but people keep rising and keep confronting with nothing but hope, you know, and that's the thing that they hold on to. That's the anchor and the island that they walk upon. And so somehow bearing witness to that and taking strength from that and taking strength from these everyday stories. No one will know these grandmothers. You know, I never met them. I just heard it from somebody who heard it from somebody who maybe it was somebody's grandmother, you know, down the line, and the story made it to my ears, you know, in a, you know, I don't even remember who I heard the story from, you know, and here it is now passing to you and maybe igniting something in those grandmothers who are nameless and but are strong in their voice. And they don't even know how strong they were, and they don't even realize the impact that they had these decades later from when I heard the story. So
Thank you, Namvula. That's really beautiful and really good think that we can put into our bodies in times like these. Can you just repeat the sentence in English a few times?
mm. In English, my love is stronger than war. My love is stronger than your war. My love is stronger than war. My love is stronger than your war.
Yeah, that's just so simple and powerful right now. And I'm really glad you chose this song today. Every day we're getting up and there's something else in the news that makes us you know, very clearly reattached to the conflicts that are all around the globe right now, whether we're living in one or whether we know people that are living in them. They're just there every day as a reminder of the things that are upside down in the world right now. And so I was thinking when we were talking during sound check that while we're talking, while Namvula and I are talking today, and before we sing again, if folks want to drop into the chat, that's here. And also for folks out on the live stream, if you want to drop in the chat or the comments, either a nation who you're holding who's going through a war right now, or any organization or individual that you can think of who are going through a personal or, you know, an organizational war. And we'll send them all the love that is stronger than the war when we sing this song a second time. So please feel free to drop stuff into the chat. And Namvula, I want to toss it back to you. Do you have anything you want to say right now about, I know we talked about Sudan during the sound check, anything you want to say about, you know, how you are feeling and dealing right now with these different climates of conflict?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I was talking to my dad a couple of months ago when we were together over the Christmas, no, not the Christmas period. That's what's coming up. That's how tired I am. I mean, over the summer. um, and we were talking about Gaza, and he was just, you know, and I could tell his heart was broken, and here's an elderly gentleman who, you know, has seen a lot. He was born during the Second World War. His favorite story is about how he loves butter because of the rationing during the war, etc., etc. This is a man who's seen a lot, and his heart is being broken by the state of the world today, which is terrible. I think it's terrible that we have failed in so many ways, but also in witnessing his grieving, I think it also reminds us how we are feeling beings, and unless we can feel, we cannot act. And if we are numb, we have nothing to move with. If we are numb or are numbed, become numb, we cannot move and we cannot act. And so I feel like that saying by, is it Rumi? Let the light, the crack is where the light comes in. The famous saying that, I wake up every morning, and when I look at the news, I feel brokenhearted. And then we think, okay, well, how do we sow a little bit of love? How do we bring some flowers into a field of, of of rage? How do we plant seeds? How do we tend them? How do we water them? How do we water each other's gardens, not just our own, right? But how do we care for each other's soil? How do we nourish each other? How do we prune each other's trees and tend to each other? It's all of this. So I think I despair, and then I am reminded that there is a lot of beauty in the world, and that we also have agency in the beauty that we create for ourselves and for other people. And that is all that we can do, I think, in our very little lives that are so very short, is grieve and tend and
Beautiful.
grow.
Thank you, Namvula. That was really, really very thoughtful. You bring a lot of thoughtfulness into this space, and today is another day where hopefully we can carry Namvula's beautiful words in our head throughout the rest of the day, as well as her beautiful song. There's something you said. I love the crack where the light went in. Oh, you did. You used the word despair,
Leonard Cohen?
and
No, was it Leonard Cohen? Might be
uh,
Leonard.
I
Sorry,
think
I'm gonna have to look this up now. Someone's nodding. Leonard Cohen.
I think
Someone's
I
giving
think
a very
Leonard.
definite nod.
Yeah, I do think there's a song of Leonard Cohen's with that line in it. I'm not sure that he authored it or if he was taking it from some other. That would be worth a little bit of a Google search, and maybe one of our tech folks can look that up and stick something in the chat for us. Um, but you also use the word despair, and I don't know if we've had this discussion with you in here, but for sure, we've had discussions with folks in here about the incapacitation that can occur if we allow ourselves to sit in despair, right? So it's not that we don't feel it, it's that we have to use the things we can use, for example, like music, to get ourselves out of it, and to be able to feel like exactly what we can do is use our little lives in the little ways that we can to mount a bigger effort. And I'm going to take a minute right now before we sing again to just, speaking of mounting bigger efforts, I want to let everybody know what we're doing the next 2 days here in the Daily Antidote, because they're very related to what we're talking about. So tomorrow and Saturday are Fall of Freedom. It's a national day of resistance, and specifically of using and talking about the arts as a tool of resistance. And so we are part of the national movement. If you go to the Fall of Freedom website, you will see us listed there amongst other things. And we are so excited to be singing with 3 song leaders both days. And we're going to be singing songs of resistance and action both days. Tomorrow, November 21, Chris Matthews joining us out of Tennessee, Kathy Bullock joining us out of Vermont, but generally from Kentucky, and Callie Pagurigan. And still, I do not know if I'm saying Kallie's last name right, so apologies to Callie. We'll meet her tomorrow and learn how she pronounces her name. Callie's coming in from Colorado. She's new to our room tomorrow. On November 22, I think that is Saturday, we are going to be singing with Reggie Harris in Michigan, Emma's Revolution in California, and Corey Sesnak coming in out of Maryland. And it is another way in which you can see this accumulation of little lives joining together to make the bigger forces and the bigger dents. And so I want to thank everybody for participating today. And I do want to say that are beautiful things that are being dropped into the chat with regard to what we're saying and talking about Venezuelans and Gaza and Ukraine and Haiti. And for the family of people who we have in this space who are in some of those locations, the Southern Poverty Law Center is also in the chat. We see lots of individual names, Cuba, it's lots of individual names, comma, as well as Cuba and Somalia. And the Peter Amadon family and are another, someone from the Daily Antidote who we know have just lost Peter and are struggling. Sudan and Israel and all Sombi and all of these places where we know that there are struggles and where people could use all of the energy that we can send. And so thank you so much, everybody, for putting stuff in there and for bringing those things to the surface. And I do want to just say, because we just touched on the Peter Amadon family, that next week, for the entire week, we are going to be doing a Peter Amadon celebration in this room. We are going to have song leaders who Peter hosted, or who hosted Peter in our Daily Antidote room, and they're going to all be sharing different songs that Peter shared here in our Daily Antidote room. So it's going to be a beautiful week, and we encourage everybody to join. I think it will be very heart uplifting in the midst of all of what we struggle with. Namvula, is there anything else that you would like to say before we sing that song with you again?
Yeah, I want to just, I think, leave with a very beautiful thing that a mum said to me today. I work with a group using music with mums who are sitting with some of the symptoms of postnatal depression. And we were using objects to check in with feelings. And one of the mums chose a picture of a Native American eagle. And she said, sometimes you've just got to feel the wind underneath your wings. And I just thought it was such a beautiful thing to say and maybe to carry in our hearts, all these things that kind of uplift us and give our wings the ability to soar, and we have to hold on to those dear and keep them close to us and look after them. So
Beautiful.
we
Yeah.
just got to feel the wind under our wings.
Thank you, Namvula. I'm gonna add one more shout out because I did not remember that today is Transgender Day of Remembrance, and that is very specifically remembering transgender individuals who have been killed or targeted with violence or discrimination because of their transgender life. And we are also sending out this song to all of them. That is a war unto itself right there that we know a lot of people, and again, people in this room struggle with in the world. So Namvula, back over to you. Thank you so much. We're looking forward to singing it with you.
Thank you, Joe, and thank you to you all for your thoughts of everybody who you hold in your hearts as we sing this song. Mula chaya manangu musankwa, mula fula manangu manakashi, iyo mwichulu mula pia, shisamo shikola ndolundo. Mula chaya manangu musankwa, mula fula manangu manakashi, iyo mwichulu mula pia, shisamo shikola ndolundo. Sombi moyo wangu Nkondo, Nguyumu kwiinda Nkondo, keme ingajitshite sumo ingajitshite mfuthi inganjimbuliwebo shitshite shinji ndichite mumubili uyu ndichite moyo wangu chiwimbuliwebo Sombi moyo wangu Nguyumu kwiinda Nkondo Sombi moyo wangu Nguyumu kwiinda Nkondo yako Sombi moyo wangu Nguyumu kwiinda Nkondo Sombi moyo wangu Nguyumu kwiinda Nkondo yako Sombi moyo wangu Nguyumu kwiinda Nkondo Sombi moyo wangu Nguyumu kwiinda Nkondo yako Sombi moyo wangu Nkondo Nguyumu kwiinda Nkondo Sombi moyo wangu Nguyumu kwiinda Nkondo yako
Everybody, can we please thank Namvula?
Thank you.
Thank you, Namvula. Thank you for bringing us that thoughtfulness and that peacefulness. And I hope everybody can hold that in their bodies today and in their hearts. And really, there are some days where it's really a good idea to go back and listen to it again. If you feel any tension or grief or strife across the rest of your day, you can come back here and do that all over again and see everyone's smiling or blessing faces. Can everyone please help me to thank Namvula one more time?
It's been a pleasure to be singing with you all again.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Namvula. And everybody, please help me say goodbye to everybody out there on the live stream. While we're at it, we should say hello to them because I forgot. So thanks everybody for joining us today here on the Daily Antidote of Song. We invite you to join us tomorrow and Saturday for the National Resistance Movement Fall of Freedom. We will be in here singing resistance songs, and we hope that you will come and sing along with us. And let's wave goodbye to Namvula and to everybody on the live stream. Thanks, gang, so much.